Ooh, that is really bright. Hey guys, it's Troy with DIY Home and Auto. I'm back. It's been a minute, I know, and I'm sorry about that. We've been working hard on the house, trying to get the house buttoned up and get all my tools out of the house and back in the garage. You remember the last video on the Corolla? It wasn't 2 weeks after that video that I started having issues with the car. It started acting like the battery was dying. It would just crank slow, and then eventually start, and it just got a little bit worse, I had the battery tested, the alternator tested, both of those tested as good, so I was just scratching my head, what the heck's going on? It finally just quit and would not start on me at work. I left it there for like 3 weeks. That was right in the middle of us moving. I finally went and rented a U-Haul tow dolly and just scooped it and brought it here and dropped it. It's time to get this thing back on the road. When I popped the hood, oil was just spewing down the side of the engine. I don't ever remember puddles of oil under the car. Maybe I wasn't paying that close attention, but I never saw that. Anyway, I think what was happening was the oil was running down and actually pooling inside or on top of the starter, eventually shorting it out, making the connection get weaker and weaker until it finally just wouldn't have the amperage going through it to actually start the car. So here we are. I got a new starter. It's actually a remanufactured starter. I'm gonna change the oil. Obviously, I think it's way low. I haven't even pulled the dipstick. But we'll do all those things and see if we can get this car back on the road. So let's get started. I don't know where my little jack stands are, so we're going big. Oh, we still have shiny new parts under here. I forgot about that. Yeah. Stop your whining. She didn't like that. So somebody's messing with me. That's the earthquake check. Rocks and rolls. It's fine. Well, the thing that you're not going to be able to see probably is how much oil. That's the alternator right there. That's that guy. There's oil just all down this whole side of the engine. I thought for sure that if something like that happened, I'd have a serpentine belt squeal or something else. That would be an indicator as well, but I had oil spraying all up here off of the belt, and when I lifted the hood, it was dripping down back there, and that's when I was like, something else is wrong. Because I was over here messing with the battery. I never looked that far over. Anyway, that's what we got going on. Let's get it cleaned up and pull that old starter out and see if we can figure out what's going on. I'm hoping that maybe I can revive this original starter. Return that one. Saved me a bunch of money. That was $111. Remanufactured. Gotta save that. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. There we go. I've got that oil leak down into the starter. This thing won't run.
Did you end up rebuilding that starter?
I haven't even pulled it off yet. I'm hoping to. I bought a remanufactured starter that I'll use if I have to, but I'm hoping to not have to use it so I can take it back. Wow, what a mess. Oh, hey, it's dripping on me. Woo, that's cold too. Right in the hairline, that'll up the resale value. So after cleaning off all of the oil residue, not all of it, sprayed it with brake clean, got it as clean as I care to get it. I started looking under there for where the starter's located. I thought that it would be over here on this side, but it's not. It's in line with the flywheel, obviously, since it turns the flywheel to start the engine. Anyway, that would have been smarter of me to think about beforehand, but anyway, I was thinking it was on that side, so I don't think the oil getting on it caused my problem. So I'm actually rethinking this a little bit, but the best way to get that starter off, though, you have to pull the intake manifold off to get to the top bolt on the starter. It's down in there. But I think what I'm going to do is double check my electrical connections on this side, check my grounds, make sure that my grounds are good, because it sure seemed like it was an electrical issue. The battery just got weaker and weaker, even though the battery tests strong. Alternator tested good. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss, but I'm going to check electrical stuff first before I start tearing the intake manifold apart. See if I can figure out what's going on. But the very first thing I'm going to do is actually try to start it and see if it'll do anything. I haven't tried that yet. The battery was strong enough that it set off the alarm, so maybe there's enough juice in there to do something. Alright, well, apparently sitting still doing nothing for about a month is the answer. Well, I'm going to change the oil because I had an oil problem. See if I can figure out where that leak is coming from, and maybe still do some work on this thing and figure out what's going on. So after all said and done, it seems to have fixed itself. I turn the key, starts right up. I have no idea. I'm scratching my head. I messaged my brother, who is a certified mechanic on Toyotas. 2004 Corolla. The battery has 13.9 volts, so it's a full battery. The alternator test on my little battery charger thing tests the alternator, comes back green, says everything's great. But the symptom is when I turn the key, the starter it sounds like the battery's dead. So it's just a slow crank, and then it starts. So I turn it off, turn it back on, starts right up. So I'm just gonna drive it for a little bit, see what happens. I have no idea. I know for a fact, I just know that this is gonna strand me again somewhere, and I'm gonna be super angry. What do you do, right? I've got to do something. So if you have any ideas of what might be wrong with this car, if you've seen any symptoms like this, maybe I should replace the starter anyway. The starter isn't anywhere near where the oil leak is. I topped the oil off after an oil change, ran the engine till it was full hot. I don't see any fluid leaks anywhere. So I'm gonna drive it, check for leaks. I'll put comments down below if I experience any leaks and if I can figure out where those are coming from. I am gonna have to get that fixed if I'm keeping this car. Even if I'm selling the car, I wanna fix that. I don't wanna pass that problem to somebody else. So anyway, I'll get this video uploaded so that you guys can have a look. If anybody has any ideas of what could be wrong, I would appreciate the comment. Help me out, help everybody else out too. But 2004 Corolla, this is Troy with DIY Home and Auto. Please like, share, subscribe, all those things. That helps my channel, helps me out. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And eventually we'll get back to working on the old Ford. That's back there. That's a 79 dent side. I've also got a 66 Ford F-250 that is next in line after that. I'm gonna sell that one. 99 Dodge. If anybody's in the market in Utah for a 99 Dodge Ram 4-wheel drive, it's a great truck. It's got 292,000 miles on it though, so it's definitely better than used, but not quite new. This is Troy, DIY Home and Auto. Check it out.